This is going to be a little movement flow. I know my hair looks funny. I'm camping, and this is what it looks like when I'm camping. Lay down on your mat with your mat parallel to the screen. Take your arms back, and we'll just start with a few simple back lifts. I'm drawing my shoulders down away from my ears. Reach your arms long, like they're reaching into some side pockets. Shoulders are down, away from your earlobes, and come up with your inhalation. 2 more. Scooping up. And I find that if I look just off the front edge of my mat, not in front of me, my back of my neck stays longer. Take your forearms on the floor, roll so that you can see the screen. Draw your forearm perpendicular to the screen, straighten your legs, take your arm up, and now lift your torso up. The shoulder blade of your supporting arm draws downwards towards the back of your waist and presses forwards into your body. Let's stay for a few more seconds. If you feel daring, go ahead and look up. There's some balance in there. And then we're going to slow-mo lower down to the ground. We will be doing the other side, but we're going to do something else first. Come into downward facing dog. Spread your hands, straighten your legs, come up onto the balls of your feet. Make sure your arms are very straight, pushing down into the ground. And now as you reach your heels back, try lifting your toes up. As the heels go down, the toes lift up. Lift your head, look to the space between your hands, and step forward with the foot that's furthest from your screen. And then come up. Roll your shoulders back, and that's that same lift that you did on the floor. Lean forward a little, and then lift and roll back a bit. And one more time, scoop and lift up as you open through the front of the hip. Okay. We're going to bring the arms forward and up. Arms are wide as your shoulders, and reach back through the back leg heel. Like you're throwing a soccer ball, reach forward. Now, if you have 2 blocks would go underneath your hands. Shift forward so that you're standing on the back leg. And back leg is turned out slightly to the side. Lift your chest, draw back in the crease of your front leg, and forward fold. Parsvottanasana. Bend your forward leg. Move your blocks, if you're using them, forward into a variation of Warrior 3. Hips are level. The leg that you're standing on, bring that arm forward. Reach it out. Let your eyes look not just directly below you, but below you and slightly forward. Again, your supporting hand may be on a block. Reach both legs, both arms down. Step down with your back leg. Walk it back a bit. Sweep your arm back, Warrior 2. Shoulders are down. Square your forward knee if you can, so your thigh is more or less parallel with the ground. And turn your eyes towards the front arm. We're going to cartwheel out, side angle pose. Dig down through your back heel. From there, reach out, grab your 2 blocks if you have them, put them in front of you, and bring your legs wide. If you don't have blocks or if your hamstrings are longer, have your fingers on the ground. Scoop your back up, draw your shoulders down your back, and then slowly bend your arms. Take your hands back towards the line between your feet and let the top of your head fold towards the ground. Take a few deep breaths here. Draw your outer ankles in, the quadriceps up, and fold deeply at that crease so that your pelvis spills forward. Take your hands back and forward to your blocks or under your shoulders, straighten your back. Bend your other leg, the leg that you didn't have bent before, turn towards that side and come back into downward facing dog. So now you're in dog pose facing the other direction. Come forward into plank. Lower all the way down to the floor. Turn to your side. Come up on your forearm. Stretch the other arm up. Lift up. Support yourself. Your shoulder blade comes down your back and presses in towards your chest. Slow-mo, come down. Come all the way down to the ground. Press back into plank, downward facing dog. The leg that's furthest from the screen comes forward. Roll your shoulders back, lift up like those very first back lifts that we did, and then come forward. Activating your extensors, the muscles in the back that help us stay upright. This next time you come up, reach up with both arms. So you have your arms long, and then sweep your arms forward. If you didn't grab your blocks, move your blocks over. Step your back foot in. Lift your chest to start with, and then fold forward, Parsvottanasana. So none of these postures are brand new to any of you. I'm going to bend your leg that's in the front. Step onto it and stand up on that leg. Again, you might have blocks underneath your hands. The leg that you're standing on, bring that arm forward. Warrior 3 variation. And then take it back down. Take a long, wide step. Sweep up. You may have to adjust your legs so they're at a good distance. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Scapula, shoulder blades draw down your back. And then reach out further with your front arm. It's like a big cartwheel into side angle pose. Some of you may have your hand on the floor or a hand on the block. From there, fold forward and come into a lunge. Step back into plank. Lower all the way down to the ground. And then turn over and face towards the screen. Come up with your feet. Hold on to one leg and bring the other leg up. Maybe it can go up as high as the other knee, depending on the flexibility in your hamstring and the strength of your hip flexors and quad. And then switch legs. So working the strength of the quad and the hip flexor, come up. My back is long. I'm not trying to overarch my back. There's a little bend, so I'm actually behind the sit bones. And then take both shins parallel to the ground. Reach out with your arms. And then again, it depends on the length of your hamstrings, maybe you can stretch your legs up. Boat pose. It's just as good if your knees are bent. And let's hang out there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross your ankles. Take your hands behind you and just take a moment to sit tall. And I know that it's hard sometimes to sit up really upright without sitting on some height. We're going to go into one last abdominal exercise. So you could be on your back. So it's like I'm on my hands and knees up here. I'm going to bring my opposite arm away from my leg. Opposite arm away. Now, some things that often happen is that the bent leg tends to migrate forward. See if you can keep the bent leg where it is. And a few more times. Yeah, bring your arms above your head, both of them. Hook your thumbs together. Take both legs up. And then bring one leg down toward the ground, keeping the ribs in. And then bring that leg up. Switch side. Knit your ribs in. Bring your leg down. The top leg, if your hamstring is tighter, may need to be bent. And reach your arms long and taut. And down. Last one. We'll take both legs, reach them down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring them up. We'll do that twice more, squeezing the insides of your legs together. Maybe they go out to 45 degrees. Maybe they get parallel to the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. And last time, both legs down. This is helped by the reach of your arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees, hug your knees into your chest. Open your arms to the side and rock your knees from one side to the other. Shoulders stay on the ground. Just a simple double knee twist. Step down with your feet, one and then the other. Roll your shoulders under for Shavasana. Either have your knees bent or your calves on a chair, and extend your legs. Let's rest here together for a moment. Allow your weight to drop down into the earth. Feel how the earth receives you. Take some deeper breaths, focusing on the release that happens naturally through the out-breath. This really is the most important part of our practice. The ability not just to strengthen and use our body, but also the ability to soften and let go. And letting go isn't something that we can force. It's not something that we make happen. It's an undoing. Raymond Carver, at the end of his life, wrote this poem. And did you get what you wanted from this life? Even so, I did. And what did you want? To call myself beloved and to feel myself beloved on the earth. So in this moment, wherever you are, allow yourself to feel yourself. And to feel yourself beloved on the earth. To let the earth receive you. And begin to deepen your breath. And note this feeling in your body of rest. That sense of feeling yourself. Sometimes there's that feeling of like, oh, here I am. And it's such a glorious gift. And gently roll towards your side, maybe curling into yourself. Allow your eyes to open and practice not hurrying. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. My wild hair camping video. Be well. Namaste.